Emily stood outside the grand entrance of the city's most luxurious hotel, her heart pounding with anxiety. She adjusted her simple blue dress and looked down at the little boy holding her hand. Noah, her 2-year-old son, smiled up at her, completely unaware of how much depended on the next few minutes. Emily had spent weeks preparing for this meeting with one of the country's most respected CEOs. It wasn't just another job interview. It was her last chance to rebuild her life after losing everything. That morning, her babysitter had canceled without warning, and after calling everyone she knew for help, she realized she had only one option: bring Noah with her. Even though she feared it would ruin her opportunity, leaving him alone was never a choice. As she walked into the elegant restaurant inside the hotel, she noticed the expensive suits, crystal chandeliers, and perfectly dressed guests. She suddenly felt out of place. Several people glanced at Noah and quietly whispered to each other. Emily took a deep breath and approached the private table where the CEO was waiting. Before sitting down, she lowered her eyes and said softly, "I'm so sorry. I brought my baby. I hope you can forgive me. My babysitter canceled at the last minute." For a brief second, the room became completely silent. Emily expected disappointment or even anger. Instead, the CEO slowly stood from his chair, walked toward Noah, and knelt to his level with a warm smile. Noah giggled innocently as the man gently lifted him into his arms. The CEO looked back at Emily and said, "You never have to apologize for choosing your child. Please, sit down and relax." Emily could hardly believe what she had just heard. The tension that had filled her heart began to fade, replaced by overwhelming relief. The CEO entertained Noah with a small wooden puzzle he kept on the table while inviting Emily to tell her story instead of immediately discussing her resume. She spoke honestly about becoming a single mother, working multiple jobs, and refusing to give up despite countless setbacks. She admitted there were nights when she barely had enough money to buy groceries, but she always made sure Noah never went to bed hungry. The CEO listened without interrupting, his expression thoughtful and respectful. Unlike every other interviewer she had met, he wasn't impressed by perfect answers or polished speeches. He wanted to know the person behind the resume. Emily's honesty, resilience, and determination spoke louder than any degree or work experience ever could. As the conversation continued, Noah rested comfortably against the CEO's shoulder, laughing every time the man made a funny face. The sight surprised everyone nearby. No one could understand why one of the busiest and most successful businessmen in the country seemed so comfortable carrying a stranger's child. Emily had no idea that this simple apology had awakened memories the CEO had buried for years. Watching her fight so hard for her son reminded him of someone he loved deeply. He wasn't just seeing a nervous job applicant anymore. He was seeing the courage, sacrifice, and unconditional love that had shaped his own childhood. And before the evening was over, Emily's life was about to change in a way she never imagined. Dinner continued in a surprisingly relaxed atmosphere. Emily had expected a formal interview filled with difficult questions, but instead, the CEO asked about her journey, her dreams, and the challenges she had overcome as a single mother. Every answer came straight from her heart. She didn't try to impress him with perfect words. She simply told the truth. She explained how she had worked late-night shifts, skipped meals to save money, and spent countless sleepless nights caring for Noah while searching for a better future. The CEO listened carefully without checking his phone or interrupting her. His attention remained fixed on every word she spoke. Meanwhile, little Noah happily played with the wooden puzzle before climbing back into the CEO's lap. The child laughed as the CEO pretended to lose the puzzle pieces, making everyone at the table smile. Employees passing by couldn't believe what they were seeing. Their strict and reserved boss, known for his serious personality, looked completely different while holding the little boy. After dinner, the CEO stood and walked toward the large windows overlooking the city skyline. For a long moment, he remained silent before turning back to Emily. His voice was calm but filled with emotion. "My mother raised me alone," he said quietly. "People judged her everywhere she went. Many doors were closed because she had a child. But she never gave up, and everything I am today is because of her strength." Emily felt tears gathering in her eyes. For the first time in years, someone truly understood the weight she carried every single day. She wasn't being pitied. She was being respected. The CEO reached into his briefcase and removed a neatly sealed envelope. He handed it to Emily with a gentle smile. "I believe you already proved your qualifications the moment you walked through that door with your son," he said. Emily's hands trembled as she slowly opened the envelope. Inside was an official employment contract offering her the position she had dreamed of, along with an excellent salary, health benefits, flexible working hours, and childcare support provided by the company. A handwritten note rested on top of the contract. "Your greatest achievement isn't your resume. It's the courage to keep moving forward when life gives you every reason to stop." Emily covered her mouth as tears rolled down her cheeks. Years of fear, rejection, and uncertainty seemed to disappear in that single moment. Noah clapped happily, unaware that his mother's future had just changed forever. Before leaving, the CEO gently placed Noah back into Emily's arms. "Never apologize for bringing your child," he said with a warm smile. "The world needs more parents who choose love over convenience." As Emily walked out of the hotel that evening, she looked up at the stars with gratitude. She had entered the building believing she might lose her final opportunity. Instead, she walked away with hope, dignity, and a new beginning. Sometimes, the smallest act of honesty opens the biggest doors, and the apology she feared would end her dream had become the very reason it came true.